The path of betrayal, Lynn's escape from the city's shadows. Once upon a time, Ikchi, a quiet village on the outskirts of Enugu State, was a place where life revolved around tradition. The mornings were punctuated by the cock's crow and the rhythm of women pounding yam. Lynn often sat outside their modest mud home, grinding cassava for dinner. Her 3 siblings played nearby, their laughter blending with the chirping of birds. Her mother, Amoka, often scolded her for daydreaming. Lynn, your head is always in the clouds. Cassava doesn't grind itself. Lynn's hands walked, but her thoughts soared far away, to the stories she'd heard about life in the city. A land of tall buildings, paved roads, and people who never toiled in the soil. Could she ever leave this life behind? At night, Lynn stared out of her window, watching the stars. "Mama," she said one evening, "what's Enugu like?" Amoka sighed deeply. "Enugu is not for people like us. Those who go there either lose their way or return with empty hands." Her father, Oku, chipped in. "You don't understand the city, Linia. It's a place of shadows and glittering lies. Stay here where you belong." Lynn nodded, but the fire in her heart didn't dim. She felt destined for more. The village buzzed with gossip when a sleek black car arrived one afternoon. Lynn, returning from the market, stopped in her tracks as she saw Elsa, her childhood friend, step out. Elsa had left Ichi 3 years earlier, and now she looked unrecognizable. Her glowing skin, expensive clothes, and confident demeanor turned heads. "Lynn," Elsa called, running toward her. "My sister." The two embraced tightly. Elsa's transformation stunned Linia. How had she done it? Over roasted maize that evening, Elsa spoke of Enugu, painting it as a land of opportunity. "You can't stay here forever, Linia. Come with me. I'll show you the way." That night, Lynn couldn't sleep. She knew her parents would never allow her to leave. But Elsa's words echoed in her mind. The next morning, she tentatively brought it up. "Leave Ikchi." Amoko's voice rose. "Over my dead body. You think life out there is easy?" Oku added, "If you go, don't bother coming back." Lynn bit her lip. She didn't want to defy her family, but she couldn't imagine living and dying in the same village without ever knowing more. A week later, Lynn packed her belongings. Under the guise of visiting a sick friend, she slipped away at night. As she climbed into Elsa's car, her heart pounded. She glanced back at her village one last time before they sped toward the city. Enugu's energy overwhelmed Linia. The bustling streets, the cacophony of sounds, and the dazzling lights made her head spin. Elsa's apartment was even more shocking, a luxurious space in Independence layout with sparkling floors and oversized windows. "Welcome to freedom," Elsa said, handing her a glass of champagne. For weeks, Elsa groomed Linia. She introduced her to wealthy men and taught her how to charm them. "Men love to feel important," Elsa explained. "Stroke their ego, and they'll open their wallets." At first, Lynn hesitated, but the allure of the lifestyle was irresistible. Designer clothes, fine dining, and lavish gifts became her new normal. One night, Elsa took Lynn to an exclusive party, where she met Dave, a businessman in his 50s. Dave was charming, with an air of authority that commanded respect. He took an immediate liking to Lynn, showering her with attention. Elsa whispered, "He's your ticket to everything you've ever dreamed of." Dave's generosity was unmatched. He bought Lynn expensive jewelry and even offered to rent her a car. But Lynn noticed his secrecy. He often took calls late at night, speaking in hushed tones. Sometimes, he left for hours without explanation. "Don't ask questions," Elsa advised. "Enjoy the benefits and keep quiet." One evening, while staying at Dave's house, Lynn noticed bloodstains on his shirt. "What happened?" she asked, her voice trembling. "It's none of your concern," Dave replied curtly. But Lynn's unease grew. Late one night, Lynn heard voices from the back of Dave's house, a place he had forbidden her to go. Unable to resist her curiosity, she crept closer. Peering through a crack in the door, she saw lifeless bodies being loaded into a van. Her stomach churned as she realized their organs had been harvested. Panicked, Lynn tried to leave, but Dave caught her. "You've seen too much," he said, his calm demeanor chilling. "I was going to keep you around, but now you're a liability." He ordered his men to kill her. Lynn bolted, adrenaline fueling her escape. Gunshots rang out as she fled into the night. Lynn hid in an abandoned shed, her heart pounding. After hours of silence, she crept out and flagged down a passing taxi. "Take me anywhere but here," she begged. The driver sped off, leaving the chaos behind. Back in the city, Lynn confronted Elsa. "You knew what Dave was doing, didn't you?" she demanded. Elsa's calm facade cracked. "Life in Enugu isn't free, linear. You take the good with the bad." Lynn stared at her former friend, disgusted. "You used me?" With no other options, Lynn boarded a bus back to Ikchi. As the city lights faded, she felt a mix of relief and shame. She had escaped with her life, but her dreams of grandeur had cost her innocence. When Lynn arrived home, her mother wept with joy. "I thought we'd lost you," Amoka said, holding her tight. Lynn didn't share the full extent of her ordeal, but her parents could sense she had been through something harrowing. Determined to rebuild her life, Lynn enrolled in a vocational program in Saka, learning tailoring. Her new goal was to create a stable, honest life. The city's glamour no longer tempted her. Elsa tried to reach out, but Lynn ignored her calls. She had no interest in rekindling a friendship built on lies and exploitation. Elsa's life of deceit was no longer a path Lynn wanted to follow. As Lynn mastered her craft, she began to gain recognition in her community. Her designs were simple yet elegant, and customers came from neighboring villages to place orders. For the first time, she felt a sense of accomplishment. One evening, Lynn stood outside her home, watching the sun set over Ikchi. The lessons she'd learned in Enugu had reshaped her. She was no longer the naive girl who dreamed of quick success. Now, she understood the value of hard work and integrity. The glittering city lights no longer called to her. Her home was all the light she needed.
I hope you enjoyed the tale. If so, please like the video, comment, share it with your family and friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for more enchanting tales like this one. Goodbye.